Rember Yahuarcani is an artist and activist from the White Heron clan of the Witoto Nation of the Amazon. His works have been described as environmentalist art, avant-garde, plastic art, surrealism, and indigenous art, a category that the artist himself rejects. But one thread that connects all his breathtaking works is that they all tell the story of life, death, rebirth, and creation. The myths of the Witoto, told by the artist's grandmother in her native tongue, are the inspiration for his paintings. From his early narrative landscapes to Western pictorial depictions, ancestral wisdom is translated into a universal language, a language without words, a language that can open minds, a language that lets us know a different world is possible. His use of materials such as vegetable dyes and Amazonian fig tree, also known as lanchama, expanded to include acrylics and traditional canvas, symbolizing a significant artistic shift as the artist tried to integrate himself into a world not inherently his own. Rember Yahuarcani's use of black fabrics instead of lanchama provides a dark background for the luminous world of his grandmother's stories to come to life. These beings of light contrast with the black background that represents the deep darkness of nights in the jungle of the Amazon. In Witoto mythology, darkness symbolizes that first moment of creation where there was only water, cold, and the absence of light. The plants and animals of Rember's paintings are alive. They have movement and a biology of their own, almost evolving before your eyes on canvas. Many are depicted as being in between animal and human. Many of them are human, as in the Witoto cosmology, all beings, all plants, animals, and humans are one with the Creator. The Many Clans version of the creation story says that all beings are part of a dream the Creator had. That all of creation is a dream and we exist within it as part of a higher being who is hallucinating us in its sleep. There is no boundary between human and nature, human and God. The glowing vines and trees, evocative of the ayahuasca plants native to the Amazon, represent the potential of plants to be powerful spiritual teachers and healers. The hallucinated beings of Rember's own creation are composed of different elements of plants and animals blended together to create new characters, completely new beings. In this way, Rember's artistic process is informed by the Witoto teachings that say all beings in the universe are one with the Creator. The creation becomes the Creator, and in turn his creation takes on a life of its own. All his forms, from the spirits of Witoto mythology to the pictorial beings born from his imagination, have their own highly complex and life-supporting systems, their own light, their own bioluminescence.
Animales bailan en mi corazón, la perversa soy yo, caen abatidos por mi razón.
When Rember Yahuarcani paints, he hears the voice of his grandmother. It is from this voice that he receives the inspiration for his art. Her name was Martha Lopez. She was the keeper of myths, the link to the Huitoto's past, the matriarch of the Aimeni clan. This strong and inspiring lady was a witness to the genocide of her people in a dark period of colonial history known as the rubber boom. The rubber boom of the 19th century was a time in Peruvian history when rubber was first commercialized and extracted. The rubber tree of the Amazon, which had deep cultural ties to the Aimeni clan, was seen as an exploitable economic resource for Europeans. Rubber barons sought to monopolize the industry using indigenous slave labor. It was an all-out genocide. Europeans massacred and enslaved thousands of indigenous people, leading to the disintegration of many tribes and societies along the Putumayo River. But Martha Lopez survived, passing down the cultural traditions of her family that the Europeans tried to destroy. One Huitoto story says that after the terrible fires in which Europeans burned indigenous people, thousands of butterflies appeared. Rising out of the burned bodies, the butterflies were the spirits of the people who died. Rember Yahuarcani transforms the pain of his people and the loss that he has experienced into healing medicine on canvas. A true artist, he creates beauty from the suffering of life, an alchemical process that turns darkness into light. The art he makes for his ancestors also carries a universal message, one that reminds us of our connection to nature and to each other. Once the land is no longer exploited and extracted for resources, once society and the art world recognize the achievements of indigenous people, once indigenous people gain back the right to their land, then we shall all be free. The Amazon is not only a green space with great biodiversity and a tropical climate. It is its people, its dangers, its sadness, its scarcity, its extreme poverty, and its polluted rivers. I live with all of them and try to show the possibilities of the indigenous world to create genuine work that has identity. I also live with its myths and stories, which are not static, but in constant movement. In the words of a great fisherman or hunter, the myth takes on another form and movement, like a great snake that slithers among the roots. The myth transforms itself into something real, alive and transcendent that doesn't die. In this dynamic, human is nature, and nature is human. Rember Yahuarcani, artist, activist, alchemist.